Two reasons why your child will never open up to you. Number one, you're very strict and overly religious. A lot of parents are very strict and rigid. They're not flexible enough to be able to relate well with their children. So that makes the children to be far away from their parents. A lot of parents are not close to their children. Mm, You're just unnecessarily rigid. You scare your children away that God has given you. Why would you do that, parents? You're meant to be very close to your child. For some children, the moment their parents turn off their engine, the car engine, everyone takes to their heels. That means it's really funny, but that is what is happening. Your child should be able to stand by the door awaiting your arrival. But for some of our parents, the moment they hear your sound, everyone pretends to be busy. By the way, if you're that parent that the moment your children sees you arriving, they begin to pretend that they are reading, they begin to pretend that they are busy, they begin to pretend that they are doing something serious, you need to check yourself as a parent. Because children, let me tell you, they have to be children. Yes, you have to allow them play when they want to play. So if you're that parent that when you're coming, everyone pretends to be quiet, everyone pretends to be, nice and all good, then you know that that child is not being his or herself in front of you. You're being unnecessarily rigid. You need to be flexible enough to be able to deal with your children. You need to be flexible enough for your child to walk up to you and discuss anything they want to discuss with you. Another point is that they are overly religious. A lot of parents are overly religious. They teach their children how to make heaven, how to obey God, how to be obedient children, how to do this, how to do that. But they forget that they also need to teach their children how to live in this world with people and how to survive in this world. Some parents don't even teach their children about sex education. They get to learn from their peers. And sometimes they learn it the wrong way because you're very religious. Some parents don't even teach their children that at so age you begin to experience these things. You tell them what they are called. You allow the society to be the one to tell your children some names that you as a parent ought to tell them, ought to have told them. You parent that is watching this video, have you taught your child sex education? Your 4-year-old child, your 5, 6, 7, your teenagers, have you taught them sex education, or you feel is not religious enough? Or you feel is a sin? Some parents even feel that men talking about it, they're sinning. No! You need to open up to these children. You need to teach them. If you don't teach them, the society is going to teach them. Don't forget that the first agent of socialization is from the home. So you need to do your part as a parent. Number 2 reason why your child will never open up to you is because you're very judgmental. A lot of parents are very, very judgmental. Sometimes once you hear a report about your child, you begin to punish your child, you begin to spank, you begin to beat, even without hearing your child's side of the story. There's always two sides to any story. But sometimes you don't even hear your children out. The moment someone has reported, you begin to beat. Always give your child the opportunity to express themselves. If your child notices that you're that parent that doesn't hear them out, do you know what your child will do? Your child, if it's about my father, please, he will not even listen to me. A child told me, he said, this is a 9-year-old child. I usually delete everything. He knows what he's deleting. I clear my phone on Fridays because my father checks my phone on Saturdays. This is a 9-year-old child. So what is it that the child is clearing? Waiting for the father's inspection on Saturday. You see, parents, you need to be ahead of your children. You need to be ahead of your children. Don't be too busy for these children. If you're that strict parent that is always shutting them up, shut up, don't talk. No, don't do that. Stop doing that. Always allow your children to express themselves. A child that expresses his or herself before the parent is always a bold child, is always confident. But when you keep hushing children, when you keep stopping them from expressing themselves, you see that that child will grow up being timid. That child will grow up lacking self-confidence. Dear parents and guardians, please, if you used to be very strict, I'm using past tense now, please stop it. Desist from doing that. You're not doing that child any good. Stop being so rigid. Be flexible enough so that your child will be able to relate with you. And if you're overly religious, yes, teach them the things of God and also teach them how to survive in this world. Because in the world, they're going to meet people. In the world, they will go to school. In the world, they will go to church. They will relate with people. Teach them. Teach them social etiquette. Teach them home etiquette. Teach them school etiquette. The children are supposed to learn some of these things at home. But when you don't teach them home etiquette, how are they going to learn? I hope you've been able to learn something today. Do have a nice afternoon.